Hello, Marvel fans and Marvel antis. I'm A10, but you can call me Hans if you want. We have a lot of cards to put away from both February and March, but like about the same amount of movies from December, January that I watched to talk about. So, if this is your first time on the channel or if you're coming back and you kind of forgot, I started a new thing where I talk about the best and worst movie that I watched in a certain amount of time while putting away my photo cards. And the last time I really liked doing the worst first, so we're going to start there. In 2019, a really weird movie directed by Robert Eggers and produced by the notorious A24 was released. It was filmed in black and white and in 1 to 19 to 1 aspect ratio to make it seem more old-timey. This rated R 2-hour long movie starred Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, which two of my favorite genders. But even they couldn't save the lighthouse. If these Google questions don't tell you where I'm about to go with this, then I don't know what to tell you. At least this time, I have some positives to start with, unlike the Christmas movie we watched the last time. Anyway, so both Rob and Willem are fantastic in their roles. I love both actors in general, and I was initially drawn to this movie because of them. I had also, I had just watched Boondock Saints, and that's the movie where Willem plays a man who is gay, has a special connection to classical music, and there are many things that are interesting about him. Rob's Batman movie was going to be released soon, and I still haven't seen that, so please don't spoil it at all, or I might cry. But, I've loved Rob since Twilight and Harry Potter.
Eggers said when I asked him how the movie was, um, he said like, well, it's basically Willem going "Arr, arr, 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 arr," and you going like "ong ong 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 ong."
There are some pretty funny scenes, like especially when Rob's character is starting to go a little bonkers.
Sticky laugh, snoring, goddamn farts. Good God! Goddamn farts!
Like, the scene is super tense. Like, the entire movie is tense, but this scene is really, they're fighting. And so I just, wasn't expecting it. And to be honest, I really did think that, Willem's character farting so much was just going to be unspoken. Like, all of a sudden he just farted, and we were just like, okay, that happened in this artsy movie, but it was brought up. So, also the scene where they're drunk and sad and rambling is just really good. When I show this clip, I will be censoring some words and gestures because not everybody needs to hear or see that.
I want steak! I want a goddamn steak! If I had a steak, oh boy, a rare, a bloody steak. If I had a steak, I would. You don't like me cooking? Oh, don't be such an old. Say it. I don't have to say nothing. Danny! Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow!
And here's a little fun fact that I learned from Amazon while I was watching this, but Willem didn't blink for that entire 2-minute sea curse. I just really like that. He seems like such a great guy. But honestly, you guys might be thinking, wow, that sounds like, pretty fun if they have those kinds of scenes. No. The movie is boring. Like, what can you expect, though, from two guys living alone in a lighthouse? Like, honestly, it could probably be more interesting than what this movie lets on, okay? It's 2 hours of Rob doing chores, one or both of them being naked, and, maybe some lighthouse stuff. And I've been to a lighthouse. Those things can be pretty interesting, okay? And like I said, it's just like really artsy and it's a little too pretentious for me. If you guys watch Kenny JD, she talks about how much she does not like those types of movies, and I just really agree. Because if you're gonna make them artsy, at least make them interesting, you know? And like the whole point of it, it's like I know that most people when they watch this can understand that this is like about like the isolated nature of man. That topic had been talked about in Lord of the Flies. Like we understand what happens when men are alone. We need it to be more interesting, and lighthouses usually have like a complicated haunted history, and but you couldn't talk about that. Like this is the man who directed The Witch or The Witch, however you want to pronounce it. And I loved that movie. Like Eggers makes deep movies and like I can understand them, but sometimes I just want to watch a movie that's like fun. And then the fact that you have to think too hard or you have some scenes that are just like really uncomfortable just isn't fun. So, I mean, I said overall 5 out of 10. I definitely couldn't sit through another run through of it, but if you're over 18 and think you'll like it, it's worth a shot. Like I respect you if you enjoy it. It's just it's not for me, but you know, I get that people would. So now what? Well, listen, okay? I just talked about a movie with the Batman. And now we're going to talk about a movie with one of the new Batman villains. No, it's not Zoe Kravitz, who I am no longer in love with. No, it's not Paul Dano, who I am in love with. And this could be a spoiler, and I know I just said don't spoil this movie for me, but it's actually Barry Keoghan. I'm not Irish. Please don't come for me, okay? But anyway, it's with Barry, who I am in love with. And he's apparently the new Joker, so that's the connection, okay? I haven't seen the movie yet. I please don't tell me anything, okay? So anyway, the top movie this month, and you might have guessed it, was Marvel Eternals. But hey, before I move on, isn't it pretty cool that I now have a completed Attica set? I'm really excited about that. Alright, let's get back to the actual video. And I adore this movie, but I do have criticisms, which I think is very fine and valid. You should absolutely criticize things you like. And I will say that somehow this movie beat I Want You Back, which has Charlie Day and Jenny Slate, my beloved. I do recommend I Want You Back. Like, if you don't like superheroes, absolutely watch I Want You Back. It's a romantic comedy and it's really funny. Like, it's a comedy, romantic comedy. So, anyway, back to Eternals. I'm going to reverse of the last one and I'm going to start with the critique. Okay, flat out, straight up, don't like Icarus. Anything negative about this movie, I think it's about him. Like, it's played by Rob Stark. We all know him. We all kind of like, about him. Like, Richard Madden is good enough of an actor to make me hate his character almost instantly upon meeting him. Which I will say I did love Rob Stark, though. So this kind of hurt. And I had avoided, like, all spoilers about this movie somehow. So, like, I knew nothing about him or what he did, but I was like, yeah, I don't want him near Gemma Chan. I don't like him. Just instantly. I don't know what it was. And just, but the thing is, like, there's nothing likable about him. I don't know. I didn't need to see them having, you know, in the dirt. That was weird. Where did that come from? And I don't know. It's just the moment that he showed up in England, I just got like super bad vibes. Plus, like, he always treated Cersei like she was super weak and couldn't do a thing. Like, shut up, please. Leave her alone. Maybe her abilities aren't the best for combat, but she's a quick thinker, and I think that's way more important to have in a fight. Like, Fastos himself even said to Icarus, "You've always underestimated her during that big final fight." In my initial reactions at the big turning point, I literally wrote Icarus homophobic, Icarus racist, and when I rewatched the movie, I couldn't figure out where like that came from, but I stand by it. Okay? He broke Fastos's entire table, and that seems both racist and homophobic to me.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium? Fall collection. IKEA.
Also, during the battle, when he hurled Druig into the rocks, I put Icarus, I will slay you for what you have done to my boy. Okay, I know that Druig is really emo and he's kind of mean sometimes, but I don't think he deserved that. I also didn't understand his motivation for wanting to allow the emergence to happen. He was like, I will always serve Erishem. Okay, yeah, sure, but I don't know how to tell you this, but if you let it happen, you won't remember having sex with Cersei in the dirt. So, which would you rather have? That memory or hurling yourself directly into the sun? I mean, we know what his answer was, but like, still, that was a bad decision. So, like, this is not like a negative of the movie, but it's still kind of like connected to Icarus and how much I dislike his character. But, like, Sprite, even though she like switched to the bad side, I think we can forgive her. Like, I had way more sympathy for her than Icarus. Obviously. Like, why did Erisham make her a kid forever? It's giving very much Claudia in Interview with the Vampire. Like, I do like that she got to become human in the end. Also, as a side note, she is played by Leah McHugh, who starred in The Lodge as one of the absolutely awful kids alongside Jaden Martell. It's like a pretty okay movie, but I think it's like worth a watch if you like horror kind of movies. She's really great in that movie too, so definitely check that out. Once again, interrupting. Do you guys notice that I started collecting OT9 Momoland? Aren't you excited? Because my wallet isn't. But now I think we can begin on what I found to be the best parts of this movie. Honestly, I think the acting is just great. Everybody just plays off of each other really well. It feels pretty natural at some parts, just their banter. I especially loved Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo and Don Lee as Gilgamesh. Kumail is great in general. Definitely check out Murderville on Netflix. His episode is so good. That was my first time like seeing him in a role, and I was like, yeah, I really like him. The Bollywood dancing that he does in this movie is so beautiful, and Kingo, like the character, just seems so like nice. Like he's just so sweet to everybody. He's so supportive. I am gonna show a clip of that scene, but right while I'm showing that scene, you're gonna see the fact that I completed Dahyun. So now I can start collecting Junghyun. I'm very excited.
Cut! Okay, everyone, that was good. What we could do 10% better. That was beautiful. Very, very good. Ah! My friends from college are here. Oh, boss! Perfect timing. Welcome to the set of Shandar Dastane Icarus. I'm playing you. You like the costume?
We need to talk.
Tell the director I have some notes
We
for
need
him.
to talk to you in private.
Oh, Karan, he's worked with me for 50 years. I trust him completely. Actually, when we first met, he thought I was a vampire, and he tried to stake me through the heart.
I've apologized so many times.
Not quite enough times, very close, though. I'll let you know. Oh, I have to get ready for the next scene. Come to my tent, we'll talk there.
Karun and Kingo's relationship is just really fun. It reminds me a little bit of What We Do in the Shadows, but I can't remember the two characters' names. But the way that Kingo got super defensive when Druig possessed Karun, lovely. I love seeing besties. And like Dawn, I enjoyed seeing Dawn being really silly. I think the only roles I really seen him in are really serious. I mean, I loved him in Train to Busan, so I love him in this because I think those are two very different sides of the same actor. So I mean, it's good. He's versatile. The two of them like together in the beer scene, so good. They're also besties. Like God bless the writer of this movie. So I had wanted to put a clip of the beer scene that I was referring to, but Disney Plus has an anti-screen recording thing set up, so I can't get it. The scene in question is not just straight up uploaded to YouTube, and I'm not looking up at a third-party site to find this movie, so unfortunately, we don't have any more clips unless they're on YouTube and just straight up the clip that somebody uploaded. So, sorry. Just watch the movie to see what I'm talking about, I guess. And not even just like the friendships, but the romantic relationships were literally. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with whatever Gilgamesh and Thena have going on. Whatever that trope is, I need more of it now. Okay? Like, Thena is so straight faced, and in this scene, she just looks at him so kindly and lovingly. And it's just like super clear that like Gilgamesh cares for her and vice versa, you know? I actually did compare this to Natasha and Bruce, but I feel like these two is much more convincing than them. I don't know if it's like the writing or the actors, but it feels more natural. They have more natural chemistry. So, yeah, I love them. I love them. And then there was Fastos and his husband, whose name I believe is Ben. Because I think their son's name is Jack. But oh my god, I literally crying. Okay, like it felt really good seeing actual representation in a Marvel movie and not like skirted around or put on the side like they did in that quick little end game bit. It was just like there, like Fasto said husband and they kissed on screen and I literally screamed when that happened. Um and also in the second watch through, I actually noticed Ben call Fastos Habibi, which I know is a term of endearment in Arabic, and I think it's for somebody's male partner. Um, I only know that because one of my friends taught me that. That's what she calls her boyfriend. And I just thought that was like so cute. I mean, it's like something really small that maybe only a few people would understand. But to the people who did understand it, I think it makes just like a big impact. And we get to the next romantic couple that I just think deserves to be talked about. Druig and the beautiful Makari. I'm overwhelmed. They are just so loving. It's the trope of bad boy hates everyone but his person, and that is so like top tier, and I will die on that hill. Okay? Makari's scream when she thought Druid died killed me. Both times I watched it, dead. Like Lauren Ridolph is the actress. She is amazing. She was also in Sound of Metal, which was my personal pick for the best picture at the Oscars of that year. So if you want to watch more movies with deaf or hard of hearing actors, check that out. It's really good. It's really interesting. But back to Druig and Makari, okay? The first interaction, Druig just coming straight out of the gate with the beautiful Makari. Bro, if a man said that to me, I would be deceased in a puddle on the floor, okay? And then they were flirting again after not seeing each other for like thousands of years, and it made everyone uncomfortable. Yeah, okay? Absolutely.
Did you end up scoring this emerald tablet? My beautiful, beautiful Makari. Did you miss me?
I'm sorry, what are we watching? Because this
Is
are you
this
two?
new? Because I hate it.
Fastos, I need to control the mind of a celestial.
Okay, get ready for it.
Bracelets? You made us bracelets?
So here's a little Celestial 101. Celestials are the most
But I'm like so like overcome with my passion for their relationship that I don't think words will be able to come out anymore, okay? I think the last like minute that I was recording I probably won't end up using because I didn't script it, so I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. So I'm going to kind of wrap up here. So here is the actual 11 movies that I watched from February and March. As you can see, like the last time, the number one movie I actually rated lower than number two, but I really wanted to talk about Eternals. So that's gonna do it. But anyway, I really appreciate anybody who's watching this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you guys next time.